New York Governor Andrew Cuomo has declared a state of emergency in all of that state's 62 counties. He joins us from his New York City office. Governor, good morning.
It's quite a backyard you have there, Central Park. Good morning.
Yeah. Central Park, right?
Yeah. I think actually, Governor, it's his front yard from Charlie's apartment. Yeah.
Governor, give us the latest.
We call that living large in New York.
Yeah, it's a good line.
You're at the command center and you're in touch with the people who know. Give us the latest.
Mother Nature is an unpredictable lady this morning, and the storm actually has shifted. It shifted west. There's less snowfall in New York City. There's less snowfall on Long Island. There's actually more in the Hudson Valley in the western part of the state. In New York City, the underground subway is working, and it's working well. Bus service is working on most lines, but people should check what lines. As you mentioned, the airports are basically closed, LaGuardia and John F. Kennedy. We did get ahead of the storm because the trick, from my point of view, is preparation and making sure you do what you need to do before the storm hits, because once the storm hits, it's too late. Schools are closed, businesses are closed, government is closed. So the traffic is down, the volume is down, which allows the plows and the first responders to do what they have to do. We're going to be suspending the rail service that goes north, what's called Metro North, because in the northern part of the state, the snow is heavier. It's coming down at about 4 inches per hour, which is an unmanageable rate for the snow removal equipment.
Snowstorm 2017. It's fucking crazy.
You know, we're going to have winds anywhere from 55 to 60 miles per hour, and that's going to be in a lot of the major cities. New York City, Boston could see those. So this is Tuesday afternoon. You can see 34 mile per hour winds, close to 50 in Boston. By the time we get to 3 p.m., 62 mile per hour winds in Boston, 32 in New York. Look at Montauk, 60 miles per hour, and then gusts staying up to 50 for Boston all the way through the evening hours. So we are going to see the potential for down trees, power lines, things of that nature. And so here is your winter storm threat. Here are the winter warnings as well as those blizzard warnings. I want to zoom in on these because they are very close to the Boston metro as well as Philadelphia. So some of the northern sides of the metro area of Boston will be included in that blizzard warning, as well as Philly. Of course, it does include New York and parts of Long Island as well. And so let's take this into the future as we go forward in time. That storm in the Midwest is going to combine with a coastal low and basically produce this nor'easter and blizzard-like conditions. So this is Tuesday morning. You can see getting into New York City, and then as we move forward in time, getting into Boston around 8 or 9 o'clock, and then we will be in it for about 12 hours straight for New York City as well as Boston. Let's look on the floor, though, because I want to show you the potential for snowfall totals. D.C. could see anywhere from, say, 2 to 5 inches of snowfall. As we go up to New York City, we could look anywhere from 18 to 20 inches of snow, and then up in Boston, we could see 12 to 14 inches. Of course, this forecast is fluid, ever changing. Some of the models still disagreeing a little bit, but Jake, that's our best estimate as far as snowfall totals.
toward Manhattan. The storm system's intensifying, definitely pulling in warm air aloft as expected. And it is changing over to a mix in New York City after already several inches of snow, but it's definitely going to hold down the overall accumulations. And the big time winds are still to come as that coastal storm intensifies off to the southwest. I'm going to head north toward northwest New Jersey, or a little further inland in New York, up into western Massachusetts to cover that intense band right now.
Winter storm Stella is on the move and packing a mean punch up and down the East Coast.
In Washington, D.C., it's a rain-snow mix, but with temperatures hovering right around the freezing mark, conditions are dicey.
But in states like Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York,
I'm declaring a state of emergency in New York City,
Connecticut,
we are declaring a state of emergency,
and Maine, a more serious situation. The National Weather Service deeming it life-threatening.
Every report we've had on this is it's going to snow hard and fast for a long period of time.
The storm already hit parts of the Midwest Monday, causing wrecks and shutting down major highways. It's also affecting airlines, with thousands of flights canceled so far. Before it's all over, some areas could see up to 2 feet of snow, and there are concerns about power outages. Officials are asking everyone in Winter Storm Stella's path to be careful and take it seriously. Reporting in Washington, D.C., Jenna Browder, CBN News.
This does not count as a snow day in Chicago.
You know, it's not unusual to see snow, and there have been bigger snowstorms as far as snow totals are concerned, although north of Boston, they're almost 2 feet in some of the communities up there. But what makes this storm a little bit unusual is how cold it is. The temperatures are in the single digits, the wind chills reaching down to -22 here in Boston today. Governor Deval Patrick here from Massachusetts warning people throughout press conferences yesterday that things could drop to -25 degrees. Take a look. This is the commute that we're seeing this morning. Very few cars on the road. We're finally beginning to see some of the pavement here in the city. It's a slushy, slick mess out there. And that's one of the reasons the governor chose to cancel, to close the government for the day, and also urged private employers to allow their employees to stay home for the day. A lot of people working from home, doing the smart thing. We're just beginning to see the sidewalks clearing off in a dangerous situation because earlier this morning, a lot of people were actually walking in the roads, but it is still fairly early. Those that are going to go to work today are just beginning to get out the door. As you mentioned, some of these airlines have been snarled up all across the country. Thousands upon thousands of flights canceled, around 10,000 nationwide, and many of them here in New England because of these big snow totals and the freezing temperatures and the high winds as well. We're fortunate in a sense that we didn't see a lot of power outages over the course of this storm as we've seen in past storms. Fewer than 1,000. Right now there are fewer than 200. Crews are constantly getting those homes back up and running again. So all in all, we've been fairly fortunate, but the danger now lies in the cleanup, in the hopes that no one gets hit by some of these big equipment that are out moving snow and salt and sand, and that people clear off their exhaust pipes. There have been tragedies in the past where people have been sitting in a car and the exhaust had been covered and they passed away unrealizing that they had put themselves in danger. So there's still some danger here, still very low temperatures, but right now the snow is finally beginning to taper off. This has been a long storm kicking off early in the early morning hours yesterday, coming all the way through to now. Still a few flakes in the air, but with any luck, we'll see those taper off and some warmer temperatures tomorrow.